because you've got to be it before you can do it, and you got to do it before you can have it. The other part that is so very important, I don't know about you, but I've learned in my life, if I want to accomplish things I've never accomplished before, then I have to become someone I've never been before. The other day, I had a friend call me, and they were talking about the things that weren't going right in their life. And of course, we all have those. It's called contrast. And contrast actually brings clarification by finding what we don't want. See, a lot of people, they don't like conflict. They don't like all those things out there that they don't want. They just want what they do. Yet, it's like going to a smorgasbord. Have you ever been to a restaurant and you look at the entire menu and say, I don't want that, I don't want that, oh, I do want this? You don't ask them to remove everything from the menu that you don't want, you just ignore it. Yet in our life, we tend to focus on those things that bring us contrast. So I'm going to challenge you in order to become more. Because becoming more is what it's all about. I mean, it's innate in us. We desire to become more. After all, we'd still be crawling around if we didn't desire to become more, right? So step one that I'm challenging you with is to actually embrace and be grateful for the contrast in your life, because it helps bring clarification of what you desire. By knowing what you don't want, you actually start desiring things and deciding what you do want. After all, without a question, there's no answer. Without contrast, there's no choice. So there's no comparison. There's no way to really decide what you want. So contrast is really good for us. So let's embrace it. When you think about the contrast in your life, now, we were on a mentorship call, and these are 32 people that literally asked me to mentor them, along with John Maxwell has joined me to mentor people. And we do calls. And one day we were on a Zoom call, and we were talking about those ups and downs of life and the contrast that it brings. And Kate Papkin out of Alexandria, Virginia, she said in the chat, she typed in, would you buy a ticket to ride a flat roller coaster? Now, I've got to ask you. I wouldn't. Would you buy a ticket to ride a flat roller coaster? None of us would. Yet, we want our lives to be so comfortable. We don't want those ups and downs of life, right? Yet, when I ride a roller coaster, I like throw up my hands and go, whee! You know, other people are hanging on for dear life. So how are you going through life? Are you hanging on for dear life, or are you going, whee, and saying, what can I learn from all of this contrast? Because when we pay attention to what we don't want, we become crystal clear on what we do desire. Now, here's the thing. When we focus on what we don't want, and we talk about it constantly, well, what we focus on expands. So we just get more of what we don't want. Yet, when we focus on what we desire, we bring more of that into our life. And what we desire is to become more. It is innate in us. We're born with it. Maybe it's to have more, do more importantly, to be more. Because you've got to be it before you can do it, and you got to do it before you can have it. The other part that is so very important, I don't know about you, but I've learned in my life, if I want to accomplish things I've never accomplished before, then I have to become someone I've never been before. So next year, make certain, or right now, decide today who it is that you desire to become. See, I bet you have a to-do list, yet do you have a become list? A to-be list? Do you have it written out as to who you are becoming? And start being that person before breakfast. Every morning, maybe read it. Write it out on a card and read it every morning as to who you are becoming. Because when you focus more on what you desire to be, you will start becoming that person. Now, let's think about problems out there, because that's a contrast. People say, well, I'm focusing on the problem to find a solution. No, if you focus on a problem, you just get more problems. And if you focus on the solution, aren't you still focusing on the problem? See, I would say focus on what you desire to create. What is that end goal? What does it look like? And focus on that and let the problem go by the wayside. Because the more you state the problem over and over and over again, stating that you're looking for a solution, well, you're still focused on the problem. Let's state of what it is that we desire. Let's be clear about what it is that we desire, because it's a choice. Every single morning, you have a choice. You can repeat yesterday, or you can get better and start designing a new future. See, you're responsible. So, are you letting other people design your life? Or are you designing your life? Are you living a life by design or a life by default? Are you holding the pen and writing your own story? Are you the main character of that story? Or are you just playing an extra in someone else's story called your life? Because if you've put that pen over to somebody else, guess what? What kind of story are they going to write? I bet it's one that literally serves them, not you. So we've got to take a stand for our greatness. We're so busy standing for our limitations. And embrace the contrast in your life. Embrace the uncomfortable moments. Because when you embrace those uncomfortable moments, guess what? You start becoming comfortable in them. Like this morning, I was lifting weights, and, next week, I'll probably lift more weights. I mean, you can start out with 3 pounds, go to 5 pounds, go to 10 pounds, go to 15 pounds, but you don't start out with 20 pounds, for heaven's sakes. You've got to grow into that. And it's uncomfortable at first. Maybe the first time you pick up the 10-pound weights, it's uncomfortable, yet you'll grow into it. And then you go to 15-pound weights, and maybe they're uncomfortable, and you'll grow into them. Think about it. That contrast, that uncomfortable zone allows you to start being comfortable in the uncomfortable. So let's wake up, embrace the contrast, give gratitude for the contrast, because it will show you what you don't want. After all, don't you want rude people to be nicer? I do. There's a contrast. And yet if they weren't rude, you wouldn't even know what nice was, right? So be grateful for all things in your life, especially right now as it's going towards Christmas time. Let's be grateful every morning. 5 things that you're grateful for before your feet hit the ground. And I'll bet you'll have a great time. And you'll go into the new year embracing that contrast and giving gratitude, and you'll find more things to be grateful for all of next year. So take the challenge, accept it, and write out that who you desire to become, and then live it every single day. Grow into it, because becoming more is what life is all about. And if you don't have the book, grab it up. It'll help you get there. Thanks. My name's Dianna Kokoszka, and I'm here to help you become more.